So we are here at the Supermoon side event during Digital Asset Summit week. We're here with Cammille from Anchorage Digital.
Yeah.
So she's head of client relationship management, and happy to have you on the pod.
Thank you.
Tell us more about your role. What is Anchorage Digital for people not knowing about it? Love to hear more about everything.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much. I'm Cammille Cardero. I'm the head of relationship management at Anchorage Digital. Anchorage Digital is a federally chartered bank and an infrastructure platform that empowers institutions to enable their strategy within digital assets. So what does that mean, really? It's everything. It's custody, it's trading, it's financing, it is on-chain participation, whether that means DeFi or it means lending and borrowing. We stand in the middle of all of that from an infrastructure perspective, and it all lives within a regulated wrapper by the OCC here in the US and then MAS in Singapore.
That's awesome. So just tell us more about who are specifically your clients, who you guys usually aim for. Tell us more about that.
I have 37 different client types on platform today. Those client types are a very wide range, but mostly institutions. So think banks, sovereign wealth platforms. Our largest client type are VCs, traditional and crypto native VCs. And then we cover almost all of the great protocols and startups. So they use us for banking, they use us for trading, and they use us as a platform to get them institutionalized. So ton of different clients.
Awesome. It seems that this week has been very busy for you. I do admit of all the meetings you had at Digital Asset Summit. So one of the things that I'm very curious about is that how does the Genius and Clarity Act impact you guys as a business, especially in the right here in the US?
Yeah, thank you. It's super germane to this conversation because Anchorage Digital is a federally chartered bank. We are compliant and the only institution that we can manage stablecoins on platform, we can custody them, and then we can also issue them at scale. So stablecoins that plan to be over 10 billion in distribution would work with Anchorage so that they have no cap to their growth.
Amazing to hear that, and that's really good initiatives in general. When it comes to a lot of topics that was talked about in DAS this week, one of the topics that came a lot actually constantly was DeFi vaults. Now, I don't know if you guys do that at Anchorage, or maybe you do, so just tell us more about these new products that are coming to fruition.
We do DeFi vaults. We recently launched an initiative with Morpho where we've partnered with a few risk curators that were selected by clients. These risk curators are allowing clients to deposit into Morpho vaults within qualified custody, which is huge, and they're able to earn yield on USDC, ETH, wrapped ETH on platform. So it's a really exciting initiative. All of our clients are interested in learning more about this, and people are already depositing into these vaults. So exciting.
That's amazing to hear. Well, since you guys are a regulated institution, when it comes to these DeFi vaults, what's kind of the process of compliance and KYC that you guys do when it comes to the customer, but also when it comes to auditing these new products?
Yeah, our compliance, regulatory and risk controls are quite high standard since we are regulated by the regulator in the US, the largest, I should say, the OCC. So all of those controls bleed into our processes for complying with not only US regulation, but regulation overseas. What does it really mean? It is compliance. So we're looking at the individuals, person to person, right? I'm doing a KYC background check on you if you're a risk curator or the founders of a protocol, and we're assessing those individuals specifically. We're doing a technology review from an engineering perspective, and also making sure that these risk curators and these DeFi protocols, when interacting with Anchorage Digital, reviewing smart contract risk and making sure that they don't compromise the rest of the assets on platform. So clients that are participating in DeFi are doing this from their wallets, and they're doing it and interacting with smart contracts that are DeFi smart contracts that we've reviewed and approved. Yeah.
Awesome. And when it comes to these digital products, I mean, I have to ask this question because it's important. Is there risks involved? For example, with DeFi vaults, when you do speak to a client and so on, how much risk is there involved from your perspective? What do you say to them to make sure they feel safe, but also if you're aware about what you guys are offering?
Yeah, there's risk involved in interacting with many different investment strategies. This is not new or different than working in capital markets. I think the most important thing you're going to want to assess is who you're working with and why, right? So do your own research. Anchorage is great at partnering with these DeFi protocols because we bring a fact sheet. We partner with them to give information to our client base, mostly institutions, so that they can do their own research, assess the risks on their own, and make sure that falls within their risk parameters. Yeah.
Awesome. And then in terms of what's happening right now in the sector and what you guys are promoting Anchorage Digital, what are the 3 key things of 2026 that you are excited about?
Tokenization. I'm so excited about tokenization. Anchorage Digital is the custodian for BlackRock. We're the custodian for the assets that MicroStrategy is launching. We've just went live this week as the custodian for MicroStrategy and have been a long-term partner for them. Or strategy, I should say.
Yeah.
The DeFi stuff that we just talked about, right? So participating in DeFi vaults from qualified custody, a federally chartered bank, super exciting.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get some regulatory clarity because I think we're going to see a lot more institutions coming to market or going to market with institutional products. So yeah, those are the 3 things.
Amazing. How do people find you online to connect with you and have a chat?
Yeah, I am Cammille Cardero. You can find me on LinkedIn. I am Cammille Anchorage on X, so you can find me there. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it and see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.